Hi folks, in my last video I showed you the maiden flight of this differential throttle Bronco that I built from scratch. I flew it at indoor aviation and it flew okay, although I had to use 100% throttle just to keep it in the air. I used the motors and radio gear that came with the B-2 bomber, which were pretty small. They only had enough power to keep it in the air, so I decided to buy something a little bit bigger. Let's see how that went. One of the guys in the Indoor Aviation Club recommended micronwings.com for getting motors and props quickly. So I decided to order a set of FRCR 7x20mm motors and a set of FRCR 46mm props to go on the Bronco. It took about a week to arrive. Now the bore on the props was a little bit too small for the motor shafts, so I used a needle slightly heated up with my soldering iron to enlarge the bores. This worked well. I went ahead and replaced the motors on the Bronco and then did another thrust test. I was able to get 40 grams of thrust from these motors, which is twice as much as I got from the previous ones. I was a little bit concerned that I might have created a monster. That is because with the transmitter that came with the B-2 bomber, the left and right stick is not proportional. So when you give left, it gives about 20 grams burst of thrust to one side. So I was a little bit afraid that it would be uncontrollable. It was also very loud, and I think the printing foam wing amplifies the sound. I took it to Caulfield Racecourse for a morning fly-in to give it a test in the wide open spaces. Whilst carrying my Bronco in my backpack to the rental car, the trains weren't running that day, I brushed against the tail and it just clean snapped off. So there was a bit of a weak spot there. When I arrived at Caulfield, the only glue I had was super glue, which is not recommended for printing foam because it tends to dissolve it and go a bit gooey. But I was able to glue it up, and after 20 minutes I was able to give it a test fly. This is how the flight testing went outside with the new powerful motors.
Right, we're going to try out the new motors.
I was able to keep it in the air with just a small amount of throttle. And gentle turns were not a problem. But that motor noise was really annoying. I wonder if I could catch it in my hand. Not this time.
You can go.
Nice! With all that power, the gyro stabilizer made the motors constantly hunt, which makes an annoying sound like an angry hornet's nest. It did fly okay, and when I gave it left and right controls, because the Bronco is so docile, it didn't crash. There was a lot of power available, and I was able to loop it at one stage. In hindsight, I think the other flying wing would have been more suitable to put in the Bronco. It has much more gentle left and right controls, it's a lot quieter, and has plenty of power. So, where to from here? Well, I think I'll park this project for now and focus on my next project, which is the build of a Magnum Reloaded aka Easy Flyer. That's all for now. Bye.